The year 1644 was one of the most chaotic, world-shaping years in human history. In China, the Ming Dynasty fell. In Europe, the 30 Years' War and the English Civil War were raging. And in Japan, the Tokugawa Shogunate was tightening its iron grip. Yet even amidst the geopolitical chaos, people managed to find themselves in some profoundly ridiculous, absurd, or darkly humorous situations. Here are 3 stories from that exact year. China, the rebel emperor, and the uncooperative oracle. In April 1644, the rebel leader Li Zicheng successfully captured Beijing, causing the last Ming Emperor to hang himself. Li Zicheng confidently marched into the Forbidden City to declare himself the master of China. He decided the ultimate way to prove his divine right to rule, the mandate of heaven, was with a dramatic display of archery. He marched up to the massive Xianmen, gate of divine prowess, pulled back his bow, and looked at the large target painted on it. He announced to his surrounding generals and terrified former Ming officials, "If my arrow hits the exact center of the target, my new dynasty will last for thousands of years." He took aim, released the arrow, and missed the target entirely. The arrow thudded into the blank wood far to the side. A suffocating, awkward silence fell over the entire courtyard. Nobody breathed. Desperate to save face and prevent his superstitious army from panicking, one of Li's quick-thinking generals stepped forward, bowed deeply, and completely flipped the script. "Your Majesty, this is a brilliant omen. The arrow hitting the side clearly means that peace will spread to the far corners of the empire rather than being concentrated only in the center." Li Zicheng nodded, relieved by the frantic spin doctoring. Ironically, the arrow was a better prophet than the general. Li Zicheng's Shun Dynasty lasted less than 40 days before the Manchus swept into Beijing and chased him out. Europe, the ghost-hunting poodle of Marston Moor. On July 2nd, 1644, the English Civil War witnessed its largest and bloodiest clash, the Battle of Marston Moor. On the royalist side, supporting King Charles I, was the dashing, eccentric Prince Rupert of the Rhine. Rupert possessed a terrifying secret weapon that drove the parliamentarian Roundheads absolutely insane with fear, a white hunting poodle named Boy. The parliamentarians were so deeply superstitious that they convinced themselves Boy was a shape-shifting prophet dog possessed by the devil. They published propaganda pamphlets claiming Boy could speak multiple languages, predict the future, find hidden gold, make himself invisible, and catch enemy musket balls in his teeth. During the chaos of the Battle of Marston Moor, Prince Rupert's forces were soundly defeated. In the frantic retreat, Boy was accidentally left tied up at the royalist camp. He broke free to look for his master and wandered directly onto the active battlefield. A parliamentarian soldier, realizing this was the infamous demon dog, deliberately took aim and shot him. When the parliamentarians won the battle, they didn't just celebrate defeating the king's army. The rebel press actively published gleeful front-page news sheets celebrating the execution of the witch dog, treating the death of a confused poodle as a major military triumph over the dark forces of the supernatural. 3. Japan, the samurai and the forbidden selfie. By 1644, the Tokugawa Shogunate had successfully isolated Japan from the outside world and established a strict, highly bureaucratic social hierarchy. To maintain absolute control, the shogun passed an endless list of incredibly specific sumptuary laws. These laws dictated exactly what every class could wear, eat and buy, designed to keep people humble and prevent anyone from looking too rich. In 1644, a major trend boomed in Edo, modern-day Tokyo, netsuke. These were tiny, intricately carved toggle sculptures used to anchor pouches to a samurai's sash. Because kimono had no pockets, netsuke became the ultimate status symbol, the 17th century equivalent of a luxury watch or a flashy phone case. A wealthy, boastful samurai in Edo decided he wanted a custom netsuke that truly captured his greatness. he secretly commissioned a master carver to create a tiny, hyper-detailed replica of his own face out of forbidden high-end ivory. The carver did too good of a job. The very first day the samurai wore it out in public to show off, an eagle-eyed city magistrate stopped him. Vanity was strictly frowned upon by the shogunate's modesty laws, and using ivory was a direct violation for someone of his rank. The magistrate confiscated the tiny carved face on the spot, fined the samurai a fortune, and forced him to spend the next several weeks doing public penance. He learned the hard way that in shogunate Japan, flashing a selfie could get you financially ruined.